Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of Luck and Chaos. We are jumping right back in to the action. You have all been trudging through about 2 feet of water into an open cave system. The tide doesn't appear to be coming in yet. Merrick is helping you navigate the waters and the sharp rocks and coral near your feet. Is there any conversation as you walk into this dark and gloomy tunnel?
The water is really cold. It's dreadfully cold. I disagree with any notion that put us into this cave or worshipping in caves that are filled with water. Caves should be hot and warm and pleasant and cozy to be in. This is unacceptable. And she is just going to reach out her little claw and pat your hand.
May I do a perception check to just keep a general lookout of our surrounding area to make sure nothing's sneaking up on us?
Sure. Go ahead and roll perception.
16.
You see nothing but the dark tunnel before you. You hear nothing but the lapping of water as you all trudge through, sloshing about.
Okay. We see this, like, the clam itself at the end of the tunnel, or?
Towards the end, as you come out of the tunnel, you do see the raised land where the large altar is, a clam up on the rocks. Let me go ahead and open this up for you on RVTT.
Oh, I was just saying, that is not what I imagined him to look like. He's so pointy.
Are you talking about Matthias?
Yes, I am talking about Matthias.
Matthias is a hobgoblin. He begins leading you all in, looking about. It should be nearby.
And we were looking for
The object.
the pearl?
The pearl. Yes.
Is that pearl that looks like evil pearl? She points to the black pearl with green streaks on it that looks like feels like it's judging me in my soul.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matthias, quick question. In your mad scrawlings on the wall, there was a map that you drew of 3 clustered objects and some pacing towards an X. And he'll look off to the rock structures that are in the middle of the water in the same general formation.
Yes. That was what was it? It was a scroll, a tube. They were I think they were important. You said that I drew it?
Yeah, along with some musings on the wall.
Ignore the eye.
Yeah.
Should we be looking out for eye-shaped objects then? Like the pearl?
I must have. Yes, I must have written that. Yes. Where was it marked?
Too long. We'll head over to this far left rock and begin to count steps towards the wall, if I'm reading the map correctly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me survival.
Okay. 19.
19. Yes. You make your way through the water. As you move about 10 paces from where you were previously, on the southernmost stalagmite, you see a small scroll tube sealed with wax on each end. It's shoved into a crevice of the rock just above the water.
Sulong will reach up into this crack and check around it.
You find the tube.
Oh.
It's been waterproofed, carefully placed. It's in there securely, but you have no problem with your strength modifier pulling it out.
You'll scuttle back over to the group.
Matthias, I have not been in here before. I've only heard of this place. Is the entrance that we came through the only one?
Yes, this is the only entrance. You've heard of this place. No one but Aldera's followers know of it.
I've heard about it from Aldera's followers. I'm simply asking because the people that accosted you may have been looking for this place as well. So perhaps if that is the only entrance, we should keep guard of it.
Yes, that is smart.
I'm worried that they will follow us and we do all the hard work for them and then they will take the pearl.
It is entirely possible, yes. But for now,
Have
we
no
will make sure they
fear.
don't come in here.
But you shouldn't have any fears because I, aside from being a scholar, am quite learned in hearing abilities due to my own natural gifts. I'll keep watch. There's no need to worry.
Fisscourth, if it's all the same with you, this item may require a cleric's touch. If it is of a religious sort, I can pick up on vibrations down the tunnel if we need.
Well, aren't you a gentleman? I suspected we may need a bit of wisdom from one as learned as myself. As naive as I may be to your service customs and your underwater techniques, I can try my best.
Certainly. And Arat will gesture Fisscourth to head with Matthias and Yuiza towards the pearl, under that guise and not the guise of, if the vampires come, I don't want you in the front line.
How romantic. Use a roll perception for me.
13.
High enough. You, as Fisscourth and Arat are making these plans, you hear Fisscourth trudging back, and you also hear Matthias under his breath. Deny the eye, deny the eye, deny the eye, deny the eye. As he slowly begins moving closer towards the object. Almost near enough now to reach out for it.
Matthias,
He doesn't seem to be listening to you.
she's got to step in front of him and put his arm down.
Okay. If you refer to the VTT, there's not enough room for you to get between him and the
I will grab his
place
arm then.
where it's at. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a strength check to see if you can stop him from
I'm
reaching
not very
forward.
good at that.
It's okay.
Just straight up strength.
Mhm.
6.
Matthias reaches out, and as you grab him and begin to pull back with all your might, this man, though undead he may be, is still far stronger than you. And as his hand reaches in and his fingertips brush the pearl, the altar springs to life, and I will need everybody to roll initiative. Up first in combat, Fisscourth, you rolled the highest, the cleric of the group.
I'd say it's a little intimidating.
You see Matthias reaching in to this altar, Yuiza pulling on his arm as it springs to life, attempting to defend the pearl, which has corrupted it. What do you do?
Okay, so he's not attacking us. All right, it's defending this pearl. It's like a parasite, and it is caring for this parasite. I am going to summon Spiritual Weapon with my level 3 spell slot. She's going to summon it by holding Tyr's mace, and I think this time, instead of a bat skull, when she normally summons her Spiritual Weapon, it is going to look like a bat, but incorporeal. It's just wispy and electrified, and she is going to have it attack. Does a 19 hit the altar?
A 19 does hit the creature.
It's taking 5 damage, and the way this looks, like this little corporeal, electric, ghosty little bat flaps over, and it sinks its little fangs in.
I love that. You command this, and as the fangs sink in, they sink into something that is far more fleshy than it appears. Anything else for your turn?
I will move closer to Matthias and Yuiza because clearly the situation is getting out of clam.
What?
It's getting out of clam. Get it? It's like getting out of ham, but it's getting out of the come on, everyone. I'm trying.
If I could frog blink at you, I would.
Okay, that'll be the end of my turn.
Up next, you hear a kerfuffle as Fisscourth summons her spiritual weapon. It's suddenly appearing. You hear that ringing, bat-clicking sound that the spell makes as she casts it. And you hear Yuiza struggling with something. What do you do?
Very quickly, as I begin to move forward, tell me everything that's going on. I need an image of what's going on before I can actually do anything.
They did it again! And then begins to explain the current configuration.
Is the pearl visible?
To the other characters, this creature is like opening and closing its clamshell around it.
How big is this pearl? And this is a question I'm asking just too long.
The pearl is probably the size of, if we're going with like a modern day analogy, probably the size of about a magic 8-ball. It's pretty large.
Perfect. This will take some timing on my part, but I would like to, now that I'm in range, use Mage Hand to attempt to extract the pearl.
I'll say go ahead and roll a strength check at disadvantage because this is affixed to the creature, so it will be difficult to get.
Fair enough. Dang, that nat 20 goes away. Well, that's going to be a 17.
Okay, that is going to fail. Up next, that takes us to Sulong.
Sulong is going to rush up next to Arat and shout over to him, "Things are really getting out of clam right now," and I'll use Produce Fire to throw a fireball at the clam.
I'm leaving all of you.
What are you doing?
I'm using Produce Flame and using the fireball aspect of it to just hurl a ball of fire at the clam. 19 to hit.
A 19 does hit.
10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Up next, that takes us to Yuiza. Yuiza, your arms are currently wrapped around the forearm of Matthias, trying to pull him back. Your heels are sliding in the rocky, sandy ground beneath your feet. He's much stronger than you. What are you going to try and do?
Yuiza is going to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And she is it a free action to grab like an instrument?
Interact.
Okay, she's gonna grab her loop. And she's like, I've never done this before, and she's gonna cast Shatter
Okay.
on this thing.
Okay.
So they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. It rolled a 22.
Okay, 6 points of thunder damage, I believe. And I am going to take my bonus action to disengage and move backwards from this thing. Just the 10 feet.
Up next will be Matthias. For those listening at home, I have asked RJ to run Matthias for me for the rest of the adventure in combat. To take one thing off my plate. If you're a GM, I highly recommend just having your NPC companions handed over to your players in combat. One less thing to worry about. What's Matthias going to do this round, RJ?
Matthias really wants that pearl.
He does.
He really, really wants that pearl, so he's gonna start just trying to grab at it, wailing on the altar with his multi-attack. 9 on the first.
That misses.
And 25 on the second.
That will hit.
He deals 5 points of damage.
Okay. As he bludgeons this creature, you as Matthias, as you bludgeon this creature, your fists don't seem to do nearly as much damage. It will only take 2 points of damage. Up next, it's the barb shell. Speaking of targeting things. Hey, Yuiza.
I moved back.
You did some chunky damage to it. It is going to shoot out a fleshy harpoon at you from within the shell. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
You will be taking 16 piercing damage.
That's cool. I'm gonna cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
Okay.
It needs to do a dexterity saving throw.
It got a -3.
So 17, I believe, fire damage.
You are also considered grappled. Because you're grappled, you are also restrained. Okay, yes, it does only get one action. Just checking.
I'm just checking if it can, like, throw you around like fucking Hulk, like Hulk on with Loki. Just.
Oh no, it can do worse. Speaking of worse, at the top of the next round, a rock seems to rise out of the water to your left, Sulong. Next come two eye stalks and a pair of claws. Seems an oceanic shoal has been hiding in the water, and the smell of magic in the cavern has it clicking its little pinchers, moving towards you all.
Everything's fine. I say as I'm
everything's
grappled.
fine.
You really need to chill out.
I'm going to hit you.
I think RJ's met his pun quota for this episode.
No, we just started.
The rest, this is how many in what episode? I think you're at 3 so far.
That was like the second.
It was 2. He's at 2. I'm counting. Don't worry.
Hey, I'll take responsibility. One of those is mine.
You get one more, and after that, I start making Sulong take psychic damage. So decide whether or not that pun is worth psychic damage, because I'm not telling you how much you'll take. I'm not letting you metagame it. Abby, it is now your turn. Fisscourth is at the top of the round. What are you doing next?
Fiss, she's stanced up. She's got her mace. Sees a crab and immediately is reminded why much she hates water. But Fiss, I think realizing the danger of this situation, watching Yuiza get grappled, at 4th level, she is going to cast Aid, which means my spell will boost allies with toughness resolve. 3 creatures within range will gain 15 additional health points. So I will give that to Matthias to, let me count, make sure she's within range, Yuiza, and Sulong.
Anything else for your turn?
Yes, my spiritual weapon is a bonus attack so I'm going to have it bite once again.
Okay.
Let's see if it hits. Does a 19 hit?
That does hit.
All right, my little bat is going to get its bite, and it is going to do 10 damage. Force damage.
Up next, Arat.
I'm just going to keep trying to pull the pearl out of it. Figured while they're distracted or distracting, and it can at least get it out of there.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 and a 19. So total of 20.
Unfortunate for you, the barb shell also rolled a nat 20 on its
Nice.
strength roll with a +4.
Wonderful.
Up next, Sulong.
They're all wailing on that one creature. They probably got it right.
I'm sure they're going to be fine. Yuiza's just harpooned right now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, it's gonna suck because I have to use my entire action to use my way of the bow ability to armor up. But yay, there is a new threat next to the altar.
That takes us to Yuiza. Yuiza, you are grappled and restrained. Go ahead and make me a dex check to see if you get out of this grapple.
Oh, I'm good at those. 13.
You do not break this grapple. That's not going to take up your full action. You can still take your attack roll if you wish. Your attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine.
And you're also supposed to have disadvantage on that dex save. Sorry.
Okay, I can roll again, but I don't think a 13 made it anyway, so.
It's fine.
Okay. She is going to grab whatever's harpooned her through, and with her hands soaked in her own blood, she's going to make a symbol in the air and cast Eldritch Blast at this thing.
You will have to make those attacks at disadvantage.
Yes, it's okay. I will do it. 19.
A 19 does hit.
10 damage, and then I get 2, so 18.
An 18 hits as well.
And that's going to be 4 damage. You see these blood red rays of magic come up from her hand and strike the monster.
I like it. Yuiza's remembered how to fight this one. Nice, nice, nice. Anything else? That it?
That is it, because I cannot move.
Correct. Up next, RJ, Matthias, what is he doing this round?
Does he only have a single-minded determination to get the pearl, or is he allowed to try and assist Yuiza in escaping to help him get the pearl?
I would say he could do either to try and get the pearl if he thinks that Yuiza would be beneficial to him getting to do that.
Matthias is across from Sulong, so flanking. 21 hit
Does?
for 14 damage on the first.
Okay, what type of damage?
Bludgeoning, non-magical.
Okay, so that will be, let's have a 14, 7?
7.
Okay.
And his second attack, a 22 to hit
That hits.
for 11 bludgeoning damage, rounded down to 5.
Okay, it is still wedged in Yuiza. Smelling the magic being cast from across the water, the oceanic shoal sinks below the water and glides to you. All right, you feel something large move towards you. Ripples disperse around you as this creature makes its attack. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. That will be 10 points of bludgeoning damage as a pincher clamps around you. For its second attack, it will attempt to do the same thing. As you were hit on the first one, you are now considered grappled by this claw. Does a dirty 20 hit you?
I mean, if a 19 does.
You'll be taking another 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Taking us next to the barb shell, the corrupted barb shell. It will use its bonus action to reel you in to it, Yuiza.
Oh, that doesn't hurt at all.
Not at all. And it will use its action to crush as it pulls you in.
Remember, you have 15 extra health. Remember, you have 15 extra health.
You all watch as Yuiza gets pulled against this creature and it clamps its shell down around them. You will take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
I know I'm a snack, but not like that. Anyway, that hurt.
Yeah. And it's going to get worse.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. I love it when you torture me.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Up next, that takes us to the top of the round, round 3, Fisscourth. Yuiza is currently hanging out of this barb shell, having a no good, very bad day.
My Dampier situationship is getting attacked by a crab. And my sister-in-law is being eaten by a clam. Oh, the decisions, the choices. Wait, you said this crab likes magic, right?
The chul that's in the water?
Yes. It's, well, out in a metagame.
It was, you would not know that. You can roll insight to see if Fisscourth knows that.
I would love to roll insight. Let's see. Come on, please, please. I have 6+ to it. Come on. 22?
22? Yes, you would see that this creature is being drawn to the magic that is being wielded by Arat, almost as though it was sensing in the water, sniffing towards that mage hand.
I am going to use my bonus action to send out my spiritual weapon. Fiss is going to have her little electric bat fly out near this thing and just have it like dance over the water and hope that magic energy is enough to start distracting it. And if not, it's going to start wailing on it. But for her main action, Fisscourth is going to focus on Yuiza. And she is going to take flight, flap over this thing, and cast, touching it with her little foot, inflict wounds.
Okay.
That is a touch spell. Does a 22 hit?
See, yes, a 22 will hit.
All right, it's going to take 3d6 necrotic damage then. 24 damage.
What is half of 24?
Half
12.
of 24, 12.
All right, Yuiza, take 12 damage for me.
What?
Okay, I'm so fine, guys.
Are you?
I love this day. It's my favorite day of always.
I'm so sorry, Yuiza. I'll heal you after.
It's okay. Don't worry about me. I'm so fine. I love being inside a giant clam.
Up next, that takes us to Arat.
I don't know what this thing is that grabbed me, nor do I know that it hunts for magic, so I'm going to do the thing that I know to do, which is draw a card. 2 of adversaries. Arat's body becomes electrified. The next time it attacks me, it's going to have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sounds good. Up next, Sulong. You see that Arat is currently being attacked by the creature in the water. Yuiza is legs out of this clam. What would you like to do?
Solong takes a 5-foot step to the side here.
Mhm.
And then he'll begin to wail on the clam. Does a 18 hit?
Does.
10 points of magical bludgeoning damage. I'm going to use my bonus action to grapple the clam as per my grappler ability as a Zarin hybrid.
Okay. Yuiza,
Yeah?
take 5 points bludgeoning damage, please.
Okay.
All right, and I applied the damage to the clam. What are you doing next?
I am grappling the clam to try and force it open. 25.
You are able to start prying this clam open.
Just slowly getting more and more incensed as he's just trying to yank the clamshell back. Risk it for the girl, Yuiza! Why?
That brings us to Yuiza. Yuiza, you are still considered grappled and restrained. However, you can now make that roll at a flat roll to try and get out.
Okay. 20.
Okay, you do make it out.
She throws herself out of this clam and lands barely on her feet, holding the harpooned wound through her stomach, covered in clam slime, at 11 hit points. And she is going to just stumble backwards as a bonus action, disengage. She's going to Eldritch Blast this guy again.
Okay.
13 doesn't hit.
A 13 will not hit.
20.
A 20 will hit.
10.
Yuiza, this creature had you grappled. Squish. You were taking the damage that your friends were dealing to it. Can you cinematically describe for me what it looks like when your second blast hits this creature and kills it?
First, from like Yuiza's point of view, everything's blurry and shaky, and we can see her breathing and kind of the blood rushing in her ears as she stumbles back, half standing. Her hand covered in slime and blood, her own blood, reaches out, and this blood red purple ray comes out of it and goes wide. She can't aim properly, and then she clenches her fist and throws the second one, and it goes straight into its mouth. It hits it right next to the pearl into like that soft fleshy bit where it kind of meets the edge where it's together and cracks it in half as this blood red energy like engulfs it for a moment, and both pieces fall open.
The corrupted barb shell has fallen open. The pearl sits at your feet, Sulong. Beneath you, Fisscourth, as you flap above it. With Matthias looking at you all. Which brings us to Matthias. RJ, what does Matthias do?
Matthias interacts with an object, which is the pearl on the ground, and grabs it, and uses his action to disengage, running away.
He can take his full movement back towards the entrance. We'll say to about here. But he will not, per what he needs to do to get his revenge, will not leave you all in the cave. Up next, Oceanic Chull, that is currently holding on to Arat. It's going to whip out tentacles from beneath its shell and make its attacks at you. Does a 15... Oh, wait, it has advantage on you. Does a 26 hit?
It does.
You will be taking 20 slashing damage.
And I need it to make a dexterity saving throw of a DC of 16.
Let me do that, and then I'll roll its second attack. What was it, a dex save?
Yes.
It rolled a 12.
Okay, so it is going to take 26 lightning damage in retaliation.
And the second attack on from the creature, a 23 to hit.
All right.
That will be another 10 slashing damage from these tentacles as they whip about you.
All right. And Arat, for the first time in this game, falls unconscious.
Up next, Fisscourth. You see Arat go limp in this creature's arms. As it begins to pull him away, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity with your spiritual weapon.
I absolutely will. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Look, I think both of us, just both spiritual weapon and Fisscourth, open mouth, cry of despair.
What would you like to do next?
Yuiza, I'm so sorry, but my damn fear situation ship is limp. Fisscourth is going to swoop over as close as she can. She can go 35 feet, so she is going over and she is going to cast Healing Word towards Arat, which is a bonus action. He's going to gain 10 health back.
All right, go ahead and apply 10 HP, which does bring us to your turn. Lucky you're not making a dust save.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I'll try to break out again, I suppose. I got a 15.
Okay. Do you break free of this creature?
All right. Yeah, I will disengage as my action and back up my full 35 feet.
Up next, Sulong.
Sulong's all the way across the cave. His brain is working on overdrive. He can't be everywhere at once. He can't be the big wall that he needs to be. So he guesses he has to become it. He's going to use a bonus action to trigger his Stampede ability, doubling his movement speed. And he's going to end up right next to the big one. I'm going to use an action to cast Enlarge on myself.
Alrighty.
It is not a magical girl transformation. It is like undulation and swelling mass as creaking wood is echoing in the cave, and then it's just a monster in front of this monster.
Anything else?
That is my full turn.
Okay. Up next, Yuiza, there is a very large Sulong in the water next to the creature that previously held a limp Arat in its claw. What would you like to do?
She is going to stumble forward. And right now, she doesn't want to get close to anything, so she's going to keep using Eldritch Blast. This is the best decision I've ever made, was become a warlock. 14 hit it.
A 14 does not hit.
22.
A 22 does hit.
Be 8 points of whatever damage Eldritch Blast is.
That would be force damage. How much was that? 8 points?
8 damage. 8 points, yeah.
Up next, Matthias. RJ, what is Matthias going to do to help out his party?
Would Matthias have a health potion on hand?
He would not.
Okay.
His deity didn't resurrect him with supplies.
Yeah, that's fair. So Matthias, seeing as he needs to fight, is gonna move his movement next to Fisscourth. Does the Henry Cavill reloading the sleeves motion.
All right. And that brings us to the creature that is currently right next to you. It will make its attacks against you, Sulong. Does a 14 hit?
Does not.
What about 21?
Meets beats.
It will deal 16 points bludgeoning damage, and you are considered grappled.
Who's grappling who now? I'm gonna use a reaction to half that.
While you are grappled, I'll need a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
I got a 20. Dirty.
Okay. You are not considered poison.
That would suck.
Paralysis would be worse. That goes along with the poisoning.
No, at least then I know I can't do anything. Poisoning's so much worse.
Brings us back to the top of the round. Fisscourth. You see Sulong currently grappled in the pinchers of this creature. Matthias has run up next to you. What do you want to do?
She's going to look at Matthias and go, please check on Arat, make sure he's quite all right. We just divorced. I do not wish to see him injured just yet. And she's going to swoop over to Sulong. And as I pull up my sheet and do my thing,
Inflict
she
wounds
is going... RJ.
on Sulong.
No. Not even if you ask.
No.
I'm going to inflict wounds on our Oceanic Crusher.
Okay.
Does a 24 hit?
A 24 does hit.
What Sulong's gonna see is she lands on top of its like stony shell and she is casting it through her little claws. And it is going to take 20 damage. Let me call on my little electric bat. Come over here, buddy. Join in the brawl. He's gonna flap over and he's also gonna swing. And by swing, he's gonna bite.
I love that. I love how this is flavored.
Does a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit.
All right, he is going to do 8 force damage.
Okay.
He's getting double teamed by 2 bats right now. That's just what Sulong is going to see is he's getting crushed to death. Just
Be a shame if you let go of Sulong and went for you.
yeah, but have you considered I'm a little guy and I can fly? And also you shouldn't do that because it would hurt my feelings.
Have you considered that it's now Arat's turn? Arat, what would you like to do?
I can draw from the top of my deck and hope it's something I want, or I can use this. You know what? Screw it. I'll draw from the top of the deck. Yeah, that's fun. I'm casting Magic Missile at 3rd level.
Okay.
He's getting hit with 3 darts as Arat holds the card out forward and fires it into thirds.
Okay. Go ahead and roll all of those darts for me and just give me the total damage.
13 force damage.
Okay. Up next, we have Sulong. Sulong, do you want to try and break that grapple?
Sure.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Okay, that does break it.
Sulong rears back and punches the crab. Does a 23 hit?
A 23 does hit.
15 points of magical bludgeoning damage. As a bonus action, I'm grappling the crab.
Okay.
22 on an athletics check.
And it got a 19 on its check, so you go ahead and you grapple this crab. Doesn't mind being grappled by you. Yuiza.
Does it seem like this thing has been absorbing magic?
Not absorbing, but it was very intent on getting to a magic user. I will take perception or nature.
Funnily enough, my nature is better than perception, so
Okay.
11.
11. You've seen oceanic chol before. They're basically giant crabs with a shell on them. They're hunted as a food source on the islands. Fishermen bring them in from time to time. The coloring on this one looks strange, but you can't quite place why from where you're at. Anything else?
She is going to bonus action dash and make her way over because she's uncertain why this one looks so different and wants to get to a magic user. So she's going to switch tactics and snap the blades out of her bracers. Is it with advantage because it's grappled?
You would get an advantage from the flank.
Okay.
Restrained is the one that would give you advantage. It's not restrained.
Okay. 23 to attack.
That does hit.
And that is 8 damage as she strikes it. Tries to strike it between the shell and the body and the fleshy bits.
Okay. Brings us up to Matthias. RJ, what's Matthias going to do to help out the situation?
He's gonna pop over this way to flank with Yuiza and begin to wail on the crab. Does a 23 hit
It does.
for 9 points of non-magical bludgeoning damage for 4?
I have that you rolled a 9 for damage.
Oh, sorry. My brain automatically halved it. 9 non-magical bludgeoning damage.
All right. That has been applied.
And then the second of the multi-attack is a 20. Wow, you're actually getting your hits in, Matthias. 11 points of non-magical bludgeoning damage.
It will take that damage. Any bonus actions you want to pull on this turn?
Cry, but that's just RJ.
Okay, yeah, Matthias isn't crying.
Okay. That's it.
Up next, the Oceanic Chill will make its attacks. Fisscourth, it grabs you in the air with a 22. I will need you to take 17 points bludgeoning damage. And I will need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Can I opt out of that?
No.
Okay.
You mean automatically fail?
Double it and give it to the next person?
No.
Go ahead, double it and give it to the next person.
Do that con save. Let's do that con save. That's 6.
You fail the Constitution saving throw. You are going to be poisoned for the next minute. While you are poisoned, you are also paralyzed. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect if you are successful. For its second attack, Yuiza. Does a 21 hit you?
Yes, it does, Sarah.
You'll be taking 11 points damage. And I will
Guess how
also
many
need a
hit points I had.
11. Okay.
So I automatically fail my Constitution saving throw, by the way.
You do. So go ahead and just note that you are poisoned and paralyzed should you wake
well,
up.
I am paralyzed because I'm almost dead.
Yeah, that too.
Knocked
That
out.
too. And that will be its turn. Fisscourth,
Yes, GM.
you see Yuiza get grabbed as well and go limp. What's going through Fisscourth's mind as she's paralyzed in this moment?
It's so easy to cast spells. She's done it before. It takes little time sometimes, or it's just the flick of her wrist, and it feels like being back at home. She's just watching it happen, and there's nothing she can do physically this time. Last time is because she didn't do it. Maybe it is your fault, Fisscourth. Maybe it is your fault that everyone's dying. Maybe you're just bad at this. And as she's frozen and spiraling, trapped in this physical and mental prison, you just see tears start to run through her fur as she's watching Yuiza go limp and fighting this poison with everything she's got.
As you think this and fight against the poison, in the back of your mind, you hear,
Is something wrong? Do you want my help? I can come help.
Oh, not you, not you. Oh, did you get inside my head? But yes, I would like to help, please, but you're going to explain what you're doing in my skull.
Billy? I've been watching your adventure.
What? Please just help my friend then, quickly. Post haste.
go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw, as this is the end of your turn.
I rolled a natural 1.
You are still considered poisoned and paralyzed. However, as you struggle to regain control of your body, Arat, there is a popping and a crackle next to you as a whirl of magic begins to open. There's the sound of a distant battle clanging, ringing on. And as you are listening, as blades hit blades. Shields bash. You hear a giggle. And
Come, Fisscourth, take me then.
as Ray darts through into the cave, spearing through the oceanic chull, breaking its shell, Fisscourth, you and Yuiza fall into 2 feet of water. As you are all now out of combat.
What's going on up there?
Oh, hi, Arat.
Sulong will lumber over to Arat with Fisscourth and Yuiza in his arms.
Yuiza, make me your first death save.
12, select success.
That is a success. Go ahead and mark it.
Yuiza and Fisscourth aren't moving.
Thank God. I'm going to pull one of the cards from my fate hand, which is the ally. That's why I was asking. And heal Yuiza for 17 points. I am also a healer, guys. And then I will attend to Fisscourth, because I imagine I can tell at least a difference in vitality.
Stiff as a board.
Light as a feather.
All right, go ahead and roll a medicine check for me. If you all would like to play stiff as a board, light as a feather, you are more than welcome to give that a try in this cave.
Rather not.
You sure?
24.
You are able to easily determine that while Yuiza's life was in peril, Fisscourth's was not. The effects would have worn off within a minute. Or can if you choose to leave her this way and save your spells.
I do not have antidotes, but this will pass very, very, very briefly. Just hang tight. And pulling out my last card draw of this until the next rest, I'm going to use the Celestial on myself, which heals my wisdom modifier every turn for a minute. So I'm going to heal back up to max health over the course of the next minute.
As you all recover and take a moment to collect yourselves, Ray settles down, sitting on top one of the rocks, crisscrossed applesauce, giggling and watching you all, as she apparently has been from a distance. And that is where we will take our break. Jumping back into things. Yuiza, Fisscourth, you are tended to by Arat. The poison and paralyzation eventually does dissipate. Matthias is standing there with the pearl tucked into a sack, slung over his shoulder.
Fisscourth could truly not care less about this weird little ghost child, Pearl Boy. She is, because I imagine after paralysis, you're very weak. She's crawling over to Yuiza and just immediately laying hands on her and casting prayer of healing. And just going, I'm so sorry. I should have been there. Just interspersing this prayer with healing. So let me cast that. It will take 10 minutes for it to complete.
I think as Fisscourth comes over, you see Yuiza. She has this kind of blank stare of someone who almost died. And she looks at you and she just grabs towards you and hugs you. And she immediately starts crying.
Yep, that's going to break Fisscourth's well, and you get 13 hit points back.
Yes, over the course of that 10 minutes, Arat will, once Fisscourth crawls away from him, just go and sit on the edge, like the edge of this landmass to the water in the direction that he heard Ray. What did you do just now?
Oh, I fought the big monster thingy. What was that?
Thought is an understatement. You won.
Uh-huh. I'm very good at fighting.
From the sounds of where you came from, I imagine you must be, yes?
Oh, you mean the never-ending battle? I'm not allowed to go there.
Then why do you reside there?
Because they said I have to? I'm not supposed to leave.
You must stay there, but you may not participate?
Well, I don't stay there, but it's in the same place.
You'll have to tell me more about where it is that you come from at some point.
Oh, I came from a sundering, and now I'm supposed to stay behind the gate.
Elaborate, if you would.
I didn't ask for anything more than that.
Then what is the gate?
It's big and shiny, and it has all these pretty stones in it, and they glitter.
What else is kept behind the gate, besides you?
I think you'd call it a palace?
Whose palace?
The nice one? Who takes
Who
care
does
of
it
me?
belong to? Do you know who they are? Are they royalty? Are they... Where are they?
I don't think so. They do have a throne, though, but they don't like to sit in it.
You've been part of my life for quite some time. I'm curious as to where it is that you come from and where you live, where you stay with.
Do you want to go with me? I could take you. I could bring back the sofa like I made for so long.
Perhaps later we must attend to this, but yes, I think I would be interested.
Okay.
Sulong, you're breathing very heavy right now. Are you okay?
I've never done this before. How long do I stay big?
Oh, you are very large. It should wear off shortly.
There's a pop, and not being used to shrinking back down to size, he actually shrinks in the wrong direction. So he's like 6 feet up in the air and then falls ass over tea kettle onto the ground.
I think this is probably about the point that I just hear the two behind me crying and just reach a hand back to put it on Fisscourth or Yuiza. I don't know which one's behind me immediately.
You get a fistful of Fisscourth fur.
Pet.
She'll look up, nose all snotty, just it's too long. Did you bump your head, perchance? I'm feeling a bit tired, but I could crack out a spell or two.
You could just give it a smooch. It'll feel better.
She will get up. She's very serious about this, wrapping her little wings around herself in the most pitiful way possible. Come up and just lick your face.
Yay. I feel better.
Thank you. That brings a genuine smile to her face. Just a big old batty smile. Thank you. I try.
Matthias, what did we nearly die to retrieve?
This. And he reaches into the bag and holds out the pearl.
You may not know this about me, but this is not for aesthetic. What is it?
It's what he was after, what he was wanting.
It's a pearl. A large pearl. What does it do?
I don't remember. It's so foggy. They sent me after her to get it, and when I had it before, I knew what it did. Maybe if I spent more time with it, I could figure it out. I could remember. I could understand it.
He kept chanting, "Deny the eye."
It was written in the church. Is this the eye, or is the eye something else?
The eye. The eye. Deny the eye. The eye. Deny. Deny the eye. Deny the eye. Deny the eye. And he begins chanting over and over as he stares at this pearl intently.
What is he doing?
Yuiza's gonna stand up, and she's not like grabbing it off of him, but she's like covering the top of it in his hands so that he doesn't have direct line of sight with it.
He still stares at it intently as though your hand is not even there.
And if she grabs it and tries to take it away from him,
You can pull it from his hand. It is large and smooth. The green streaks on the pearl almost seem to shimmer and move. Not through it, but just within its upper layers. And it feels impossibly cold. Almost like holding a ball of ice.
can I roll Arcana to get any sense of what this may be connected to, or
Sure. Go ahead.
12? Not good.
You don't know. This seems to be, as far as you can tell, this seems to be what he was fixated on. Likely what he was talking about in his ramblings in the poem, and it is likely the eye.
The eye. She's going to wrap it up in a bit of cloth. I give it a little handle, carry it. Matthias?
Hmm.
What were you supposed to do with this pearl after?
I was supposed to give it to them. I was sent to retrieve it, and I was supposed to give it to them. They wanted it. They didn't
Deny
They
the
didn't know.
eye.
Hmm?
You were, some part of you knew that you were to deny them this eye. Despite it all, you came through, even with their machinations. It's a very, very good thing that it speaks highly of your character, I mean.
We have it now, which means that if they are looking for it, we will eventually cross paths with them. What? Is there anything else in here?
Oh, Sulong will hold up the scroll case that he found and hand it to Arat.
Take it. If it's sealed, I will crack the wax. But first I will feel over the casing to see if there's anything identifiable about it.
There is not. It is a generic storage device.
Crack it in to unfurl and run my hands over the page to see what I can glean.
All right. I will put into the Discord thread what this is.
This is a very powerful but incredibly dangerous artifact. You can grant quite a few telepathic and magical abilities, but it will exact a toll on the wielder over time. Yuiza, would you mind?
Yes.
And I'll take the pearl, and after I take the pearl, I'll say the individual who holds this must regularly resist its sway towards, for lack of a better term, evil. And to be blunt, I think I might have more of an edge in resisting these things. I would not wish for this to be imparted onto any of you to have to struggle with.
Well, we could keep it somewhere else.
We could, but we will have to still move it.
Yeah, my idea was just to pass it around between us, honestly.
Could we put it in a bag, or do we have certain entities who we might fear could be in the bag to take it?
Are you speaking of the bagman?
Say his name.
The Bagman.
Stop it! I'm being deadly serious.
Fisscourth.
You must be attuned to this item, this pearl. You must form a connection with it.
I more wanted to keep it in my possession because after reading this, I am not 100% certain that it will not try to forge a connection of its own accord. As I said, this thing feels dangerous. I would agree with storing it somewhere else. The ways in which to destroy it are
Not convenient.
monumental. Yes.
Keep it safe, but be safe yourself.
That's the plan. Also, if, quite frankly, if Mercy and their companions are gunning for this, I'd rather them not go after you over it.
What did you want to do with the pearl after you got it now? Now that you came back for revenge?
Keep it from them.
Perfect.
Do you trust us? Keep it away from them.
I am no match for taking them on. I have no choice but to trust you.
Well, the choice is not your own because of the consequences. I appreciate that trust. You'll make sure to keep it out of their hands.
He nods once. The same serious, blank expression on his face.
What will you do now?
I will need you all to come with me. We will have to destroy those who sought to seek it out. Retrieving the eye is not my revenge. Destroying them is.
Mm-hmm.
Matthias, is there any reason that we should not simply toss this into the waters and cave in this cave?
Others will find it. They always do.
In time. Then it's our charge. And he'll tuck it away along with this scroll.
Roll me insight.
All right. That's a 10 for a 21.
At Matthias saying someone will find it, they always do. You get the sense that aside from requiring someone to attune to it, to use it magically, this can draw in magic-seeking creatures, including spellcasters.
Mm-hmm.
It is likely what drew in the oceanic shoal, as they do sense out magical essence and leaving it somewhere even buried would likely attract more of the same.
So in this instance, we're attracting it to us instead of attracting it to a location.
Unless you decide to destroy it.
Yeah, with any of the super easy ways to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a phoenix guy.
Oh, good. Awesome. Let's
Yeah,
just,
no, a virgin and a gorgon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
What do you need a gorgon
listen.
for?
I'll tell you
Oh,
here.
you.
Oh,
She's,
hey Ray.
She saved you all.
Thank you.
Fisscourth said you needed help.
He did. Well, one of the options to destroy this pearl is to have a virgin hold it while a gorgon casts it in stone with its gaze.
Then you break the stone.
Yeah, it'll
Theoretically.
shatter.
Perhaps someone at the wardens might know how to handle it better? That seems a bit of a complex process.
What about
You
Miss
wouldn't-
Moon?
Oh. I could ask her. You wouldn't happen... I forgot this little girl's name. What was
Ray.
it?
Ray.
Ray, you wouldn't happen to have like a phoenix feather, would you? Or know where to get one?
I'm pretty sure we need the entire phoenix.
No, it says like a feather.
Flames of a phoenix plumage. But yeah, we probably need
Oh,
one.
do you not like a phoenix or anything?
Arizona.
I don't know a Phoenix or an Arizona, but I could go find them for you. Do you want me to go searching?
Perhaps. I also suppose maybe the individual that you stay with the throne in the castle wouldn't be an Ifriti.
I don't know what that is.
They are creatures of fire.
No.
From the plane of fire.
Oh, they can call fire from the moon, though.
The what?
Moonfire?
The moon?
The moon?
Yeah. I could try and destroy it.
What does it hurt to attempt?
It could hurt a lot.
Sulong is going to push Yuiza back behind him and extend his shield out in front of him like a barricade.
Thank you.
Okay, Ray.
How would you
he'll
try and destroy it?
We'll take the pearl out and put it on the ground between him and Ray. Are you planning to immolate it in flame?
Maybe?
Just don't take it and don't hurt yourself.
Don't take it, don't hurt myself. Don't take it, don't hurt myself.
Ray, where you have set it down on the ground, Ray begins floating in the air, making the motions the rest of you see as though she's walking around it, contemplating it. She makes a few rotations and then stops, holding her arms out. And the pearl begins to levitate up to about hand level, still not touching it per your instructions.
Ray?
And as it hovers in front of her, you hear the same crackle of magic that happens when Ray enters through a portal, Arat. There is a smell of ash and fire, of salty seas, of earth after a rain, as a chaotic swirl of elements forms, crackling with energy, swirling with the arcane forces that she is pulling forth. And as this pearl centered over this swirling vortex of chaos hovers, you hear Ray say, And the vortex expands wide for a moment in front of her. Her back to you all. You are all safe. You are not in this. Thank goodness. Yuiza, Sulong, Fisscourth, and I will roll for Matthias. Make me a Constitution saving throw as you are exposed to this bang of energy in front of you. Matthias rolled a 13. Use 15. Fisscourth?
Nope, 16.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
You just need to beat a 15. RJ?
9. I rolled a 1.
He did
Does
put
it
a
help
shield
if we're
up.
behind the
and stayed-
shield?
He did state he was putting a shield up.
Oh, I'm Shield
in front of
Master.
it.
I get to add my dex to that.
You still
It-
rolled a 1.
Well, it's a 9, 10, 11, 12 with my shield, with my dex.
Unfortunately, a shield does not pass. So you and Matthias are, I won't say you're blinded by the light, but you do have to look away. Yuiza, Fisscourth, you are able to make out as this bang goes off. It is almost about like the stories that you read in books of how the things referred to as space, as galaxies, are created. A flash in a moment of chaos as great energy is dispersed. You see small orbs center about this energy. And as that explosion hits the pearl, cracks form in it, glowing. First, the same green that streaks through it. Then it shifts to purple, to red, growing brighter and hotter as more micro cracks splinter out through it. And it drops into the center of that bright explosion as Ray brings her hands back together, clapping them. And that swirling bright light in the center she created swirls into blackness, into nothingness, into a void as the pearl breaks apart, shattering. And with the sound of the air being sucked momentarily around you in, that slight popping sound as it rushes from your ears, you just hear Ray say,
Oh, hey, look, I can do it. Did you see that? I did it.
Ah,
No, what did you do?
she shattered the pearl.
Wonderful.
It's gone.
Wonderful work, then, Ray.
That was chaotic and beautiful.
It was beautiful. Perhaps I was wrong about taking it to the wardens. Do you need a nap, Ray?
Are you tired?
It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot. I'm
Thank
not
you.
supposed to do that much.
and as she turns back towards you, unfortunately, Arat, you do not see this. The rest of you, Sulong, Matthias included, Ray is even more corporeal than she had been previously. Still floating in the air in the way that she likes to do. A pale figure with two cherry red eyes. Starlight across her nose like freckles and long white hair. Yawns and stretches as she turns towards you.
Thank you, Ray. Do you have enough energy to go back home?
Yeah, I think so.
Yuiza is going to walk up to her and reach out a hand to her. To see if she can, like, grab her hand.
Are you
If she lets
grabbing her hand or just holding your hand out?
Holding her hand out in a motion of if she wants to hold my hand. Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna just grab a child.
hang on, I have to see if Ray knows what you're doing. This is very much not a child, though. I will say, you can tell from she sounds childish,
but she looks older.
She looks like a young woman.
Okay.
Say. Cool. So Ray rolled a nat 1 and has no idea what you're asking for. But having been to this plane multiple times and seen multiple customs, she just leans down and kisses the palm of your hand and then stands back up.
Thank you. Thank you for helping us again.
Oh, you're welcome.
If there's anything you ever need, well, you obviously know how to find us.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I forgot to tell you last time. Each of you can call on me if you really, really need me. I can help.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask why you want to help us?
Because I like you. And because Arat likes you. And I like Arat.
We like you too.
This is just going to nod along. She's realizing, okay, maybe I do like this weird thing.
So mechanically, this would have been Fisscourth's use to call on Ray for help to introduce this. But the other 3 of you in the party can each call on Ray once during the course of the campaign for assistance. Either to help in combat or to provide you with a major boon of power.
Okay. Put that on there. Well, thank you.
Ray, I need you to take the shot.
What shot do you want me to take?
In the future.
He makes jokes. He makes jokes.
Oh, I know what jokes are. Oh, I have one. I learned one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Or interrupting orange. What's an orange?
It's a fruit.
Color.
It's
Dry
Philo just pulls out an orange.
Yeah.
Holding the scroll in my hand with the descriptor. Just kind of look over to it. I go tilt my head over to it. Consider that the orb is gone. I'd like to use prestidigitation. No, actually, I'd like to use prestidigitation of lighting a torch, but on the roll of the scroll. Just.
You could just use Sulong's torch mimic.
We could. I also just wanted to burn it, but yeah. But
He's still
if
just
the
sleeping
torch
on
mimic
Sulong.
wants to eat it.
Feed the
Why
baby.
don't you go back home and rest? You've done a lot today.
Okay. Are you sure you don't need me? I can stay longer if you want.
You need the rest, Ray. We will see each other again soon, and I will come and visit you as you requested.
Do you promise?
I do.
Oh, boy!
And with that, Ray, shoots off like a rocket into the air and does a couple somersaults. Little sparks flying out from her excitedly.
You can't see it, but there's a lot of sparks and she's turning over in the air and stuff.
I can smell it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and you'll let me know when you want to come visit. And then, Yuiza, do you want to come visit too? And what about you, Salon Fisscourth? Do you want to come visit? Can you bring your little 4-legged furry thing too?
Yeah. We can visit, yeah.
I suppose we could visit and bring precious Stinky Boy along with us. Doesn't really seem like the thing you would want to bring as a guest to someone's house, especially someone who's done us a favor.
Fisscourth.
Yes.
Inner thoughts.
Ray, we have much to finish, but we will see you soon.
Okay. All right.
Thank
All right, I'll go.
Thank you again.
Okay.
Go rest. Thank you.
I don't know if you eat or not, but you'll just place the orange in Ray's hand. It's an orange.
Oh.
You have to peel it before you eat it.
Or don't. We're
No,
not your
but-
babysitters.
You should. It tastes better that way.
Okay. Bye.
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 And with that, Ray just falls backwards into a portal as you all hear the distant clanging further away this time, and disappears with a soft pop and the sound of rushing water.
You have interesting friends, Arat.
Art's just sitting there with the same bemused look that he always has whenever Ray shows up and disappears. He says,
I think we just met like a god or something.
not quite a god, but something of the sort, yes. She's the one that gave me my
Force of
cards.
nature.
We should also probably not visit where they're from. It's pretty bad.
I with the, you all do not need to, but with the effect that she has had on my life, I should at some point.
I would like to visit her. She saved my life.
Yuiza and Fisscourth. Roll me history.
17. I couldn't do math.
9. I was sheltered.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to this for now.
Okay. Can I take a look at the shattered pearl?
There is nothing left.
It's dusted.
No. In the Big Bang that Ray created and then disseminated, there is nothing left. Maybe a fine dusting of debris, but there is no pearl left to examine.
Okay, perfect. That's what she feels better that way. Well, Matthias, they will no longer have it.
Congratulations, you have denied the eye.
Matthias, when exactly did you want to get your revenge on these people? Because we could probably help you, but like not right now.
Shortly we could.
I would like to take a
We're wardens.
please.
It's imperative that we help people.
I got stabbed through with a barbed harpoon.
That's the shortly part. The shortly part is we rest and then go.
I don't want to keep fighting, especially a brine vampire.
It would be best that we move as quickly as possible, but if you need your rest, I suppose rest is then in order.
We will be of no use to you in our current state.
I will
We
just
must
die
replenish.
again.
Very well.
If we are to fight, we need our abilities, we need our strength.
He nods.
So how does that black orchid pirate thing fit into this? She says as they're walking out.
That is where they are hidden.
With pirates?
With
On a ship?
pirates?
He begins wading into the water and looks
Wait,
back
come
at
back.
you. Yes, it is their base for now.
Because he's a brine vampire. Well, one of
Are
them
you-
is.
Are you going to them now? In the water?
No, this is
I
the
will
way out.
require your help. So no.
Then yes, we rest here. Rest and replenish, and then we can.
I don't want to be in a cave.
But it seems that we may have to go through the cave anyway to go to them, yes, Matthias? Or is this simply another way?
You all have lodgings in the
City.
city, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you like to stay with us? Can they stay with us?
Yeah, they can stay with you.
Yeah, you could stay
You
with
can
us.
have
That
a
way
sleepover.
we're together, and we can make sure nothing bad happens to you or to us. Also,
Very
so
well.
long.
We will head to the docks in the morning.
If we are going back to the city, I am making a singular request of everybody. Before we rest for the evening and go on this merry adventure, I have ghosted Orphi 3 times in my entire life, and I would like to stop doing that. We have invitations to her home.
Yep.
Your invitation wasn't for
All the best.
tonight.
It wasn't for
So-
tonight, but I have no idea when I'm going to get back here again. So I'm just going to take her up on it. Because it was an open-ended, like, you should come by sometime.
All right.
As Sulong is scooping Yuiza up and backpacking her Yoda style. Hey, knowing our track record, right?
Yeah.
What's the over-under that we didn't just release something into the world?
That was my worry. I was hoping we could have taken it to the wardens, but really, what would have that done, I suppose, but bring it home?
Well, according to the parchment that is no longer with us, there were ways to destroy it. So it could be destroyed. And it seems like it was more of like a part of something or like an object that had a part of something, like whether it was power. She says as they're walking. It doesn't seem like it like held anything other than like magic. Also, it probably is no longer in this world. So if it relays something, it's probably in whatever destruction thing it got sucked into.
Most likely, from the description and the sound of it, a new universe was created and abruptly destroyed.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
And as you walk, he'll sidle up to Fisscourth. Are you less distraught?
Fisscourth is one of those people. Like, when you remind her what she was sad about, she will immediately start crying again. So it's going to be like a close-up, like, as you're like, you doing okay? Patting her shoulder, she looks at you and just... eyes full of tears.
You don't sound like you are.
I'm just thinking, I'll be fine. I think I need a nap and perhaps a snack and maybe a hot toddy, I believe it was called.
Yes, we can get those things.
Also, I'm very hungry.
Well, you will get these things. You saved my life, Fisscourth.
She's just gonna cry even harder now.
Yep, just put an arm around her. You saved me. As you continue to walk.
You all walk, Matthias in tow, and it takes about an hour for you all to reach the city limits. Are you going straight to the guild hall?
First, yes.
You arrive at the guild hall and you hear Joy humming off in the kitchen. There's a murmured conversation coming down the hall past the stairs where your temporary boss's office is. A light shines, spilling out into the hallway.
Is Rowan back? Joy, is Rowan back? She sticks her head into the kitchen.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yes, he and the others are back. I believe he's up with someone talking about the happenings that I don't think it didn't go well. I haven't gotten all the details yet. She says she's holding a plate of 3 cheesecake slices and a cup of tea.
Do you want help bringing that in?
I've got a lot
Oh
of
no,
hands.
this is for me.
Oh.
Mm.
Wow,
This is my
so
little
smart.
my little sweet treat.
Oh, that's so smart. I'm going to go knock on their door. I'm half still covered in blood and water and slime.
Okay.
All right. I don't see why that would be a problem. And you all brought a friend.
Yes.
Yes. Temporary. We need to stick together for now.
Joy, this is Matthias. Matthias, this is Joy.
Alrighty then. I'm not going to ask too many questions, but if you need me, I will be in the front room with a good book, these slices of cheesecake, and a warm fire going.
Enjoy.
Wonderful.
Sounds
Tap
like a
you.
good idea. I think I should get in on that.
I think that you should. I'll tap Yuiza on the shoulder and prestidigitate her for at least a bit to go talk to
Oh,
Rowan.
thanks. I got the slime out of my hair at least. She's going to hobble her way to the office. And she's going, if it's cracked open, she's going to stop for a second to try and hear what they're talking about first.
Okay. As you hobble to the office, are you trying to do this stealthily?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to roll stealth, but at your state and disadvantage.
That's fair.
As you walk up, it's a muffled conversation. They're not speaking loudly or joyously. It sounds serious. And that's roughly all you can get. You can't make out exactly what the two people on the other side are saying. I will say you do identify one voice as Rowan's.
She will, at least having identified the mood in the room, she will knock on the door.
Yeah. Come in.
She will peek in. Hello.
Yuiza. Come on in.
She'll come in.
Rowan is there, armor off, in just a simple shirt and trousers. His boots are muddy and kicked off near the door. His pack and cloak are hanging on the rack, equally muddy. Across the desk from him where he sits is someone that I believe you saw a while back before all of the hullabaloo took you out of town to the temple. They're a feminine figure in a dark coat and high boots with a bowler cap with 4 walk feathers splayed out on the side. Their dark hair peeks out from underneath, brushing their shoulders. And there is a bright red streak at the front of their hair. I will share this with you all. Yuiza, Rowan says. Red Rivali, Isle. Red, this is Yuiza.
Hello. I'm usually more presentable than this. I just got harpooned.
The person you're being introduced leans back in their chair, one arm slung over the back. Well, I mean, everybody who comes in here is more presentable at one point or another, Sugar, but we all come in looking just like that at one point or another, too, so don't worry about it. It's fine. Why don't you come on in, have a drink?
Okay. Just sit next to Red. I'll use a drink.
They grab a bottle of whiskey off of the desk in front of them. And out of seemingly nowhere, a glass appears in their hand and they pour it for you.
Thank you. I think as she gets it, I'm back to normal kind of just leaves her for a moment. She's like, thanks.
No problem. So, what is it? A rough day at the office?
You could say that. It's a whole, there's like a giant clam and some pirates and dead priest and vampires. You know, the usual.
Yeah, the usual. I assume that your group has it all under control?
Yes, surprisingly. She looks to Ron. We do.
Surprise. Okay. Well, good to hear. Give me a report in the morning.
Yes. Do I report to you now?
I do run this branch of the Wardens, so yes.
Oh, I thought that was Rowan.
This is Rowan that's talking to you.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was Red. Sorry.
No, Red's more fun. Red's
Yeah.
talking to you like
Okay.
this.
Yes, I will definitely give you a full report. Vampires are the cause for those deaths that have been happening on the streets, by the way. One of them's probably like a brine vampire.
A brine vampire.
Yes. I have a book with a definition on it. He'll take out the book because she took it.
All right.
But first I wanted to check in since you were here. I'm assuming things didn't go as well.
Roan and Red both take a drink of their whiskey at the same time. A pointed
Yuiza's like,
look
okay.
is exchanged between the two of them. And Red says, well, I think it's time for me to head on upstairs and call it a night. You enjoy the rest of whatever it is that dragged you in. Rowan? And Red will exit with their glass in hand. Rowan will drain his and set it down heavily on the table in front of him.
Yuiza will fill it back up.
We went and investigated the temple that you directed us to. And unfortunately, none of the petrified folks there were able to be recovered. It seems a rock-eating slime made quick work of them. And as we worked our way through whatever that gate was that you passed through no longer exists. It's been broken. The whole hallway a dead end,
Oh,
covered in rubble.
fudge.
Fudge indeed.
Do you think Toby did that?
Hard to say. But if he went through it after or during, it's up to him to make it back to us. One way or another. Don't look so serious. If anyone can handle a trip through whatever that was, it would be Tobias Glimspark II.
I mean, I don't doubt that he's like very strong in all sense of the word and powerful, I suppose. But just worried, you know. But I'm glad you made it back. I was worried about you and the rest of your crew. We all were.
The job doesn't come without its challenges, but everyone came back just fine.
We did have a bit of a situation. I'll give you the short story and then I'll write the full report for you. So there were a few murders that happened in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, they were on the street with their blood drained, clear vampire marks. We weren't sure if that was like a red herring, but it turned out to be true. And then it was, what was the name of the shop?
Ellie's Alchemical. The shop owner's name was Altricia.
We found Altricia from Allie's Alchemical murdered in her shop. It was done by a priest, but when we went to go find him, he was already dead. A lot of vampire bite marks on him. It seems that he was being controlled by these vampires to retrieve something from Altricia. Which we ended up finding. And it is destroyed. It was a powerful artifact that these vampires were after.
All right.
Unfortunately, they're also with like pirates called the Black Orchid Pirates. They have guns. So there's that. Yeah, so our next step is to go find these vampires because the priest came back to life on a quest for revenge. And he's here with us.
Priest is a vampire?
No, the priest came back through the power of their god. I believe the word is revenant.
All right. Well, we're short on room, so he'll have to share space with you all.
Yes. We just wanted to make sure that, the vampires that originally tortured and killed him wouldn't, like, come back to torture and kill him again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to report that in. I'm glad you made it back safe.
Thank you.
Enjoy your drink. And she will down the rest of hers. Put the glass on the table.
He raises his glass with a nod as you exit. Where you go next?
He's going to go back up to the rooms and tell them what happened with the temple and Toby.
Okay. What are the three of you up to while Yuiza has this conversation?
For at least 5 minutes, Arat is going to go, not immediately to, but in the near vicinity of Joy, while she is reading her book, and just open up the glove to feed off of whatever weird dark fantasy stuff that she's got dreaming up in her head over what she's reading. And then we'll rejoin the group. Gotta eat.
She's reading a cozy romance book.
Good enough.
It's Legends and Lattes.
Legends, I was about to say, it's Legends and Lattes.
It's a very wholesome meal for you, Arat.
Perfect. Lovely.
Very heartwarming.
I will not be away from the group for too long. I just have to eat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Fisscourth will toddle up next to the fire, still very pitiful. She's got her wings wrapped around. Well, one of them wrapped around, because the other has a hot toddy mixed with pork blood. And she's just going to sit down and go,
Am I doing this right? Am I being cozy?
she's going to sip her hot toddy.
Are you speaking to me? Yeah. Do you want a blanket? We have a wrap.
Yes, please.
Or okay, here. Are you allergic to wool?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, here you go. And she wraps you in the softest wool blanket that you have ever laid your hands on.
I'm going to make a
Expertly
Constitution
crafted.
saving throw to not fall asleep immediately. I rolled a 4. I think I'm going to sleep immediately and spilling my hot toddy all over myself.
We'll say that the hot toddy can make it to a table with Arat's help. He's in the room. He can catch it for you. And you can begin to nod off. What's Sulong up to?
He's probably out in the yard hosing himself down. It's just pumping water from the well, dousing himself with a bucket, using produce fire to dry himself because he forgot his towel inside and he doesn't want to track water everywhere.
As you are rinsing yourself off and drying yourself out, you are looking about at the city street around you. You don't have as much space here as you did in Dulhen. There isn't a lush forest to look off into in the evenings. The stars here are a little bit harder to see, but you begin to feel a soft tugging at the strings of your boots.
Goblin friend?
He'll look down.
You look down and you see precious Stinky Boy
Hey,
nibbling
buddy.
on your boot strings.
Oh, did no one get to you? Did no one feed you, bud? Hold on. He'll go to his bag and grab some granola and just...
Before you even get the bag open, his nose is trying to push past your hands to stick his
hey.
whole head in there.
No. He'll grab the snoot like a dog going for an onion on the ground. Buddy, there are things in here that are gonna really upset your stomach. If, like, daggers will upset your stomach.
He doesn't care. He keeps trying to get into the bag. He knows you have the granola in there.
As quickly as possible with one hand, fish the granola out. It probably like scatters into the air and rains down on the both of them, and Slong just sighs defeated because now he has wet granola on him. That means he has to wash off again.
Precious Stinky Boy will take care of it.
He'll lay on the ground and let Precious Stinky Boy just eat granola off him.
Once you're near de-granolified, Yuiza, that's when we'll say that you are able to go find your party in their various locations and regather them. Where would you like to gather everybody?
Room?
Okay. You all
Carry
get
the bat
called
upstairs.
You all get called up to your room with a drowsy Fisscourth. Matthias is there, sitting in the corner on a chair near a desk.
Precious Stinky Boy, my son. She's gonna go down and just cuddle him.
He mouths at your ear a little bit. Chews at your blouse string.
Get you some food. And she she warms up some granola with prestidigitation and puts in a little bowl for him.
Yes, second dinner. He is
Second dinner.
pleased.
Yeah. So Rowan is back. They did not find Toby. Apparently the hallway that led to where we left, that room that had all the portals, was collapsed. But according to Rowan, if anyone can survive that, it's Toby.
Toby is skilled in dimensional hopping, I'd imagine, so.
I'm going to go take a very long bath. If everyone's okay with that?
Absolutely. I'm going to
Still
find
in
a
her
way.
blanket, nodding.
I'm going to find a way to reach out to Orphi to see if tonight, or at least to let her know that we're about to go away for an indeterminate amount of time.
I would still love to see her. Sorry that we missed her performance.
Well, like I said, we were able to see it through the portal, so small victories.
Going to take a bit of a bath. Actually, it might not be too long. I have a few things I'd like to do tonight before we set out.
All right.
So go take her bath.
I'm gonna go hang out with Nora for a bit.
Okay. Meet back here, I suppose, at sundown, because either we will be going to sleep or we will be going to Orphi.
It's not black tie, is it?
Most likely not.
House party.
I'm going to tuck Fisscourth in, and then I'm going to go see which of the wardens in this building has the ability to do sending. I can get a message to Orphi.
I think we still have a scroll of sending, no?
We have 2 scrolls of sending.
I don't want to burn it. I don't want to burn it for a social call. I'll go ask somebody.
You could get sending scrolls from Joy. You can get them for 25 gold each.
Yeah, I don't spend any of my money, so I might as well.
Okay. How many scrolls do you
25
want?
gold each. 6.
Okay. You have 6 scrolls of sending. Go ahead and deduct that from your finances.
Yeah, I won a whole bunch of money many episodes ago and haven't spent a cent of it. So, yeah.
Gotta put minutes on my phone, Mom.
Before you say it, yes, I know what that is. I'm familiar with the subject. When texts like cost like a cent to send or something like that.
Yeah, 'cause we already explained that to you once.
Yeah.
I was there for. I'm 24.
Oh.
Abby, we love you.
I love you guys too. I'm gonna go cry after this.
Then you're gonna cry in the after show.
But yeah, I'm just gonna message, send a message to the Orphi. Arat here. My friends and I need to leave town for some time. Would you like to have the house gathering tonight or upon return?
All right. Do come by when you finish your adventure. I'm entertaining Leo. I don't think I'll be performing tonight.
That is actually what Arat thinks before he just nods and Arat might just take a stroll around town until we regroup back.
Satan, what did you want Yuiza to do?
Well, I would like to bring out my magical cauldron.
Are you remembering a class feature for the first time all campaign?
Yeah.
Everybody clap for Yuiza. Clap for Satan. Big moment.
Thank
Big moment. Everybody
thank
cheer.
you.
Everybody at home, you're listening right now. I want you to cheer. I want you to cheer along with us. The Tumblr page is going wild. Okay, so you're pulling out your cauldron. What do you want to do?
So I have a few things. So I know I foraged for some things before we entered the city, and I was able to get a good amount of things. I think I rolled pretty well. And I was also able to get something from when we went down into that, I believe it was the temple or another temple. It was like, had a lot of rocks. It was like a mushroom or something that was like...
Silverthorn mushroom?
The silverthorn mushroom, yeah. That's kind of like a little bit chaotic, I think, or like it's very sought after. So I know there's 4 potions that I can brew. But I don't know what specifically that can be used for. So I have a potion of healing, a potion of climbing, a potion of growth, and a potion of poison. What I would like to do is do a potion of growth and one of healing, and they do have extra benefits for you guys. At least those 2 if I can.
Yes, I would say that for this long rest, you definitely can brew 2 potions.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and mark those down.
Okay.
And as you are brewing these potions, what does this brewing look like for you? What is it? Is it like very kitchen witchery? Is it like you're baking like some cookies and they just happen to be health potions when they pop out of the oven?
While Yuiza enjoys cooking and baking a lot, she was brought up by making compounds that she was taught by her uncle, which is something that I would like to do later when I short rest. I can't do right now at this time. So it's actually very scientific in a way. Like she is making sure that all these things are chopped and extracted properly. She's taking out her little kit and she's making sure anything that needs to be done is cut. Like they are cut properly. The parts are separated. They are all any oils are extracted and everything's separated properly. It's all very clean. And this is probably the most focused whoever's in there or comes in, because this is throughout a long rest. This is the most focused you've seen Yuiza. She is very intent to get all these things right. So it's very beaker instead of kitchen witchery.
You are intensely focused on the task at hand. And as you are going through the steps and following the same methods that you learned from your uncle and have refined with the teachings of Lowry Moon and the grimoire she gave you, an intrusive thought pricks at the back of your mind. And as you finish brewing your second potion, you think, Ray looks like a very young version of that statue I saw. One hidden under the temple back in Dulhan. And that is where we will end for this evening.
You want to run that by me again?
That was the temple to Bashaba.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just like bottling up her last one. She's like,
And here I thought Ray was a cup of golden sun.
Mm.
Who says she isn't? Who says the history you know was written by the winner?
It always is, but it's never the just.
You can't do this to me. I'm the himbo this time around. You can't trick me with your pretty mouth words.
You think I play 5D chess just when I'm a player? Welcome to the campaign, baby. Thank you to the Hype Goblin patrons for your continued support. Your dungeon master this evening was Sara Roberts. Fisscourth was played by Abby Yazzie. Yuiza Anacaona was played by Alessa Vamp. Sulong Shen was played by RJ. Arat Kshizhin was played by Zachary Vaudo. Video editing by Sara Roberts. Audio editing by Sara Roberts and Zachary Vaudo. Character art was by Alyssa Vamp. And your introduction video was created by SirHeckALot. A Twist of Fate, the Luck and Chaos theme, was created by Zachary Vaudo's music project, Sneakernet. You can pick it up now, along with some other fantastic tracks, on Bandcamp. Live event schedule and cast bios are available at hypegoblin.com/luck and chaos.